Welcome to the sleep hours, the only place where cartoons fall asleep before you do. So grab your blanket, tuck in your favorite plushie, and let's get weird. Tonight, we return to a world once filled with noise, energy, and chaos. A world that, finally, falls silent. This is Providence, a city that never sleeps, the home of machines and minds built to protect what remains of humankind. But tonight, for the first time in history, every sound fades, every light softens, and the boy who carries the nanites that once threatened the world finds himself listening to the quiet heartbeat of the earth itself. This isn't a battle or a mission. It's something different, something gentle. So close your eyes, and let's drift into a night where even the strongest heroes must learn how to rest. This is the Quiet City of Providence. Tonight, Providence is quieter than anyone's ever heard it. No alarms, no hum of generators, no distant buzz of nanites at work, just inner silence. Rex sits on the edge of his bunk, legs dangling, staring at the faint emergency lights flickering across the walls. He rubs the back of his neck, feeling that strange emptiness, the kind that doesn't come from battle or exhaustion, but from stillness. The nanites inside him feel it too. Usually they hum under his skin like a soft current. But tonight even they seem to be sleeping. He glances toward the window. The city of Providence stretches out below, wrapped in a thin silver haze. Streets dark, air calm. For once the world looks at peace. It's unnerving. "Yo!" A voice breaks the silence, light and familiar. "You sitting here, waiting for the apocalypse? Or did it already start?" Rex smirks. "Hey, Bobo, you can't sleep either?" Bobo Haha strolls in, wearing a pair of oversized fuzzy slippers and sunglasses, holding a banana smoothie like it's fine wine. "Sleep? Nah, too quiet. It's creepy. Usually there's at least a siren or an explosion, or 6 yelling about a discipline." Rex laughs softly. "Guess even chaos takes a night off." Bobo hops up onto the bed beside him, slurping noisily. "So what's the deal with this blackout thing again?" "Dr. Holliday said it's global," Rex replies. "All energy grids are on hold for maintenance. Providence went into low power mode to conserve resources. No machines, no systems, just, nothing." "Great. So the one night I could have streamed Monkey Karate Championship, the universe decides to nap." Rex chuckles again, leaning back on his hands. "You could, just relax." "Relax? Me? In silence?" Bobo waves a hand. "Kid, silence is for monks and broken TVs." Rex watches the city lights blink faintly in the distance. "Still, kinda nice, though. I don't remember the last time it was this quiet." "Yeah," Bobo says after a beat. "Kinda nice. Kinda eerie. Like the world's holding its breath." They sit there for a while, not saying much. The faint hum of backup power flickers through the vents. Somewhere down the hall, a light bulb buzzes faintly, but otherwise nothing. Rex finally speaks again. "You ever wonder if this is what normal used to sound like? Before the nanites? Before everything?" Bobo scratches his chin. "Normal, huh? Kid, I barely remember what breakfast tasted like before nanites turned half the population into walking particle accelerators." Rex laughs under his breath. "Guess that's fair." Outside, a soft wind brushes against the windows. The sound is delicate, real wind, not the artificial rush of Providence air filters. Rex closes his eyes for a moment and lets it sink in. Dr. Holliday's voice echoes faintly over the intercom, calm and reassuring. "Attention all personnel. Energy maintenance will continue for another 2 hours. Please remain in your quarters. Systems are stable." Her voice fades, leaving that still silence again. Rex tilts his head back, staring up at the ceiling. 2 hours of nothing. Guess we're in for a long night. Bobo grins. "Hey, I can tell a story. That'll kill time. Oh no, Rex groans playfully. Last time you told a story, it ended with you claiming you invented jazz. Because I did, Bobo protests. Back in the day, Rex laughs, cutting him off. Save it, monkey man. Bobo chuckles, tail flicking lazily. Fine, fine. But don't say I didn't try to make the silence interesting. The two sit in easy quiet again. For once, neither needs to fill it. There's comfort in the humless air, in the slow rhythm of their breathing, in knowing the entire world, has finally stopped running for just one night. Rex looks down at his hands, faint blue lines of nanite light barely glowing beneath the skin. He flexes his fingers and whispers almost to himself. Feels strange, not hearing them. Bobo tilts his head. You talking to your nanites again? Maybe, Rex says. It's weird. They're quiet. Like they're asleep, too. Well, good, Bobo mutters, sipping his smoothie. They deserve a break. You work 'em too hard, you know that? Rex smiles faintly. Yeah, maybe. The sound of the wind picks up slightly, brushing through the vents like a sigh. The lights flicker once, casting soft shadows over their faces. You know, Bobo says after a moment, softer this time. I kinda like it. No blaring alarms, no explosions, just us. Rex leans back against the wall, arms behind his head. Yeah, me too. Somewhere far below, the city's outer lights pulse like a slow heartbeat, steady, calm, alive. And for the first time in a long while, Rex lets his guard down. Rex lets out a slow breath and swings his legs off the bed. You know what? I'm not just sitting here for 2 hours. Bobo blinks. Where are you going? Everything's off limits, remember? I'm just gonna walk around, Rex says, grabbing his hoodie from the chair. See what Providence looks like when it's asleep. Bobo sighs and hops down, clutching his smoothie. Fine. But if Six catches us, I'm telling him it was your idea. Deal, Rex says with a grin. They step into the hallway. The lights are dim, a soft amber glow stretching down an endless tunnel of metal and glass. Usually it's filled with echoes of footsteps, voices, the hum of control panels. Now it's just the quiet sound of their shoes against the floor. Every door they pass is locked, every monitor hark. Man, Bobo mutters. It's like walking through a museum after hours, only without the free snacks. Rex chuckles. Kind of peaceful, though. He presses his hand against the wall. It's cool to the touch. The nanites inside him flicker faintly, responding to the dormant systems nearby. He can feel the sleeping machines like faint heartbeats, waiting for a signal to wake up. They reach the main observation deck, a large room with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. The entire skyline glows faintly in emergency light. No traffic, no noise, just the distant shimmer of stars. Rex stands still for a long moment. You ever think about how much noise we make every day? How loud the world's become? Bobo shrugs. Noise means life, kid. Silence like this kind of makes you realize how small we are. Rex glances at him, surprised by the honesty. Didn't know you had a philosophical side. Don't spread it around, Bobo says with a smirk. Ruins my reputation. Rex grins and leans against the railing. Below, the city stretches like a map of sleeping lights. It's beautiful in a way he's never seen before, stripped of chaos, stripped of mission reports, stripped of fear. He thinks of Dr. Holliday probably in the control room, making sure everything stays stable. Of Six, who's probably meditating somewhere, still perfectly composed. For a moment, he feels connected to all of them through this quiet, not through the noise of their work, but through the peace of their pause. Then, faintly, something hums. A low vibration, almost like a whisper. Not from the machines, it's coming from inside him. Hey, Rex murmurs, frowning. You hear that? Bobo tilts his head. Hear what? I don't hear nothing. Rex closes his eyes. The hum grows softer, steadier, like a pulse. The nanites, they're not dead silent after all. They're humming in sync, slow and calm, like they've tuned themselves to the rhythm of the world. It's weird, he says slowly. They're still active, but it's different. It's like they're snoring, Bobo interrupts. Rex laughs. No, like they're breathing, calmly. Okay, that's creepy, Bobo mutters, rubbing his arms. Remind me to never get nanites. Rex ignores him, gazing out at the city again. The hum inside him steadies, and for the first time, it doesn't feel like energy waiting to explode. It feels alive, peaceful, almost human. Maybe, he thinks, the silence isn't empty. Maybe it's what happens when the world remembers how to rest. Behind him, Bobo yawns. You know what, kid? You might be onto something. This whole global nap thing, not bad. Rex smirks. Told you. Still creepy, though. Can't win 'em all. They linger there a while longer, staring out at the sleeping world. The city seems to breathe beneath them, every light pulsing faintly in sync, as if Providence itself is dreaming. Bobo settles on the floor, back against the glass. So what now? We just watch the city snore? Rex glances around, his eyes catching on the reflection of himself in the window. For a moment, he almost doesn't recognize the calm look staring back. Yeah, he says softly. Just for a bit. Silence wraps around them again, not heavy, but gentle. The kind of quiet that lets thoughts drift instead of drown. Then the intercom crackles faintly again, Holliday's voice barely audible through static. System integrity stable. All units remain offline. You're safe, Rex. Her tone is softer this time, almost like she knows he's listening. Thanks, Doc, he murmurs, though she can't hear him. Bobo tilts his head up, eyes half closed. You think she ever sleeps? Not really, Rex says. She's too busy worrying about all of us. Well, she's got one less thing to worry about tonight, Bobo mumbles, drifting toward sleep. Rex watches him for a moment and looks back out over Providence. Every faint flicker of light in the city below feels like a heartbeat. He doesn't know why, but in that silence, he feels something he hasn't in a long time. Peace. The kind that doesn't come after a fight. The kind that comes when the world simply pauses. For a while, Rex just stands there watching the horizon. The faint glow of the city feels almost like starlight reflected on metal. His thoughts drift not about missions, not about EVOs or battles, but about stillness itself. Then, from deep within the building, a soft flicker catches his attention. He blinks. It's faint, a pulse of light, deep down in the lower levels. Not white or red, but pale blue, like moonlight caught in a glass of water. Bobo, he says quietly, nudging the monkey's shoulder. Hey, you see that? Bobo groans, eyes half open. See what? I was dreaming about a beach with free bananas. That glow, down there. Bobo squints at the faint shimmer far below the window. Huh. I thought everything was supposed to be shut down. Rex frowns. Yeah, it should be. Without thinking much, he turns toward the hallway. Oh, no, you don't, Bobo mutters, scrambling to his feet. I know that look. That's your something's wrong. Better go poke it with my nanite's face. Rex smirks. Come on. It's probably nothing. You said that right before we fought the giant mechanical squid in Hong Kong, Bobo says, hurrying after him. You and your definition of nothing need therapy. They move down the silent corridors. Their footsteps echo faintly in the dark. The air feels colder the deeper they go, like the silence has weight. Every door they pass is dark, every control pad inactive. Yet from somewhere ahead, that pale blue light flickers again, rhythmic, slow, almost like it's breathing. Rex keeps his voice low. Doesn't look like emergency power. It's too soft. Soft? Kid lights don't got feeling, Bobo says, but even he sounds uneasy. They reach a long hallway that ends at a glass observation chamber one Rex recognizes instantly. It's the nanite monitoring wing, where Dr. Holliday usually runs diagnostics. But tonight the whole place looks like a ghost of itself still, quiet, almost sacred. The glow is coming from the main containment sphere in the center. Usually it's full of active data displays, readings flickering across the glass. Now it's empty except for that faint blue pulse. Rex steps closer, his reflection rippling in the curved glass. The glow responds faintly to his presence, like it recognizes him. That's new, Bobo says quietly. Yeah, Rex murmurs. It's reacting. He places his hand against the surface, cold glass against warm skin. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the blue light brightens, swirling softly like mist underwater. Images begin to shimmer within, not clear, just faint silhouettes. Cities, oceans, a sky full of light. Rex blinks in awe. Whoa! Bobo's sunglasses slide down his nose. Okay. That's either a really trippy screensaver, or Providence just learned how to dream. Rex doesn't answer. He can feel the nanites again, humming in perfect sync. Not frantic or angry, but calm. The light matches their rhythm. Every pulse feels like a heartbeat shared between him and the city. Maybe it's connected to the global power paw, he says softly. Like the nanites are syncing across the network. Bobo folds his arms. So what? The world goes to sleep and the machines start dreaming? Rex tilts his head. Maybe not dreaming, just resting. Maybe they needed it too. He leans closer, watching as the light gently fades and brightens, like a tide. The silence around them deepens, not empty, but alive. For a second it feels like Providence itself is whispering, breathing, thinking. And then a faint sound. Not mechanical, not loud, just a low musical hum, so delicate it could be mistaken for wind. Rex's eyes widen. You hear that? Bobo nods slowly. Yeah. And for the record, I don't like it. But the hum isn't threatening. It's gentle, warm, steady, like a lullaby from the heart of the city. Rex can't explain it, but something inside him feels lighter. Like the nanites themselves are responding, aligning with that sound, finding balance in it. He looks at Bobo and smiles faintly. Maybe it's not something to be scared of. Maybe this is what quiet really sounds like when everything finally works together. Bobo tilts his head. You saying peace makes noise now? Maybe just a little, Rex says, his voice barely above a whisper. The light flickers once more, then slowly dims, fading back to a soft blue pulse, steady calm, like a heartbeat drifting into rest. Rex steps back, hands in his pockets. Guess that answers what Providence dreams about. Bobo smirks tiredly. You humans dream weird. Rex chuckles. Yeah, maybe we do. He turns away from the glass, the faint hum still lingering in his ears. The silence feels different now, not hollow, but whole. As they start walking back toward their quarters, Bobo glances over his shoulder. Hey, Rex. Yeah? If that thing starts talking in its sleep, I'm moving to Mexico. Rex laughs softly, the sound echoing down the empty hall. Deal. And for the first time in a long time, the laughter doesn't sound out of place in Providence. It fits perfectly, a quiet laugh in a quiet world. Rex and Bobo make their way back up the corridor, the soft hum of the containment sphere fading behind them. The air feels lighter now, warmer somehow, even though the lights remain dim. Halfway up the hallway, a soft click echoes from above. A single door slides open ahead, its indicator light flickering faintly. Uh-oh, Bobo whispers. Either that's a ghost, or the doc's awake. Sure enough, Dr. Holliday steps out, her lab coat draped loosely over her shoulders, eyes tired but kind. She's holding a clipboard and a mug of coffee that's probably been reheated one too many times. "Rex," she says gently, "I thought I told everyone to stay in their quarters." Rex rubs the back of his neck, grinning sheepishly. "Yeah, about that. Couldn't sleep." Bobo raises his hand like a guilty kid. "He made me come." Holiday sighs, but there's a smile tugging at her lips. "Of course he did." She glances down the hallway toward the observation wing. "You saw it, didn't you? The pulse." Rex blinks. "You know about that?" "I noticed the fluctuation a few minutes ago," she says, setting her clipboard on a nearby table. "It's harmless. The nanite network seems to be entering a kind of synchronization pattern. It's remarkable, really." Bobo tilts his head. "Synchronization? You mean they're having a global group nap?" Holiday chuckles softly. "Something like that. When the world's energy grid shut down, the nanites reacted almost as if they sensed the stillness and matched it. It's like they're recalibrating, finding balance." Rex frowns thoughtfully. "That's what it felt like. I could feel them. But not like usual, calmer, slower, like they were breathing." Holiday nods, her voice lowering into something more reflective. "You and the nanites share a bond most people can't understand. When they rest, you feel it too." Bobo crosses his arms. "Okay. But just so I'm clear, the giant glowing brain in the basement isn't about to wake up and start singing lullabies, right?" Holiday hides a smile behind her mug. "No, Bobo. Providence isn't haunted." Rex grins. "Kinda wish it was. At least that would explain the mood lighting." Holiday's eyes soften as she looks at him. "You've been running non-stop for months, Rex. Maybe this silence isn't just for the world. Maybe it's for you, too." He blinks, caught off guard by her tone. "For me?" She nods. "You carry a lot more than you let on. Power, responsibility, memories that don't always make sense. It's easy to forget you're still human." Rex looks away, his voice quieter. "Sometimes it feels like I'm not." Holiday steps closer, her voice warm and steady. "That's exactly why nights like this matter. The world doesn't stop often, but when it does, you should too. Even the strongest engines need rest." Bobo yawns loudly, stretching his arms. "I second that. I could use a banana and a nap." Holiday smiles. "Then you two should get some rest. The systems will reboot in about an hour. When they do, the noise will come back. Alarms, reports, missions. You'll miss this quiet more than you think." Rex glances back toward the observation wing. The faint blue glow still lingers there, pulsing softly like a heartbeat in the dark. "Yeah, maybe I already do." Holiday follows his gaze. "You know, when I first started studying nanites, I thought of them as chaos, unpredictable, dangerous. But tonight, I'm watching them align like that. It's the first time I've ever seen them at peace, almost like they're remembering what they were meant for." Rex tilts his head. "And what's that?" "To help," she says simply. "To connect. To make life stronger. Somewhere along the way, that purpose got buried under fear." Her words hang in the air, soft but steady. The hum of the nanites seems to answer her, faint and warm. Rex nods slowly. Maybe this silence is their way of starting over. Holiday smiles, proud and wistful all at once. "Maybe it's all of ours." The corridor falls quiet again, the kind of quiet that doesn't feel empty, just peaceful. Bobo breaks it with a half grin. "All right, sentimental time's over. I'm officially falling asleep on my feet." Holiday chuckles. "Then go on, you've both earned it." Rex glances at her. "You sure you don't need help monitoring?" She waves him off gently. "I'll be fine. Go rest, Rex. The world will still be here when you wake up." He hesitates for a moment, then nods. "All right, Doc. Good night." Good night, Rex. He and Bobo turn down the hall, footsteps fading softly into the amber glow. Behind them, Holiday watches the faint blue pulse of the containment sphere through the glass, steady, calm, and alive. For the first time in years, the silence of Providence feels like something worth keeping. Rex pads down the corridor with Bobo at his side, the two of them moving like shadows that belong to a quieter world. The hour feels soft around their shoulders. Even Bobo's jokes come out as gentle murmurs. At the door to their quarters, Rex pauses and looks back once more at the glowing observation wing, where the pale blue heartbeat still drifts like a slow tide. Feels weird, Bobo says, voice small, like the whole place is breathing. Feels safe, Rex answers, surprised by how true it sounds. They climb into their bunks. Bobo curls up immediately, tail wrapped, the smoothie long forgotten. Rex lies back and watches the faint emergency lights trace the ceiling. His own nanites hum low and steady, matching the city's pulse. Outside, the eastern horizon blanches, a thin strip of cold light promising morning. But for now, there is this fragile, perfect pause. Rex breathes in, then out. No orders, no alarms, just the tiny music of Providence waking slowly. He lets the sound cradle him, lets the quiet say what words never could. You are allowed to rest. Sleep comes soft like a hand on his shoulder, and he closes his eyes with a small, honest smile. The first light of morning creeps through the narrow window of Rex's quarters, painting a thin golden line across the floor. The hum of Providence remains faint, soft as a heartbeat beneath the metal walls. For a moment, it feels like the entire world is holding its breath between dreams and waking. Rex opens his eyes slowly. The silence isn't gone, it's just different now. Not empty, but full of distant motion, like the quiet before a song begins. Bobo snores from the bunk above, tail twitching with every breath. A faint sound escapes him, something between a snore and a muttered word. Bananas. Diplomacy. Rex smirks sleepily. Guess even monkeys dream about politics. He swings his legs over the side of the bed and sits there for a while, letting the cool air brush against his face. His nanites hum softly beneath his skin, their rhythm calmer than ever. It's strange but comforting, like they're waking up gently, the same way he is. The intercom remains silent. No orders, no updates. Just the faint, low thrum of power slowly returning through the building's veins. He can almost hear the difference, the hum rising, delicate as dawn itself. He stands and stretches, looking out the window. Providence's skyline glows with the pale light of morning. Fog rolls over the outer city walls, catching the sun and scattering it like dust made of gold. It's beautiful in a way Rex never expected this place could be stripped of its mechanical harshness. It feels almost alive. He glances at Bobo, still snoring. Guess I'll let you sleep, buddy. The floor hums faintly under his feet as he steps into the corridor. Emergency lights blink slower now, fading one by one as daylight begins to seep in from glass panels overhead. The silence still lingers, but it's no longer the deep, heavy quiet of night. It's something else peaceful, bright, full of subtle sound. As he walks, he can hear faint noises returning. The drip of condensation from the vents, the gentle creak of the base settling, the distant whir of one system waking after another. Each sound feels like a small greeting after a long absence. He rounds a corner and nearly bumps into Dr. Holliday, who's carrying a tablet and 2 cups of coffee. "Morning," she says, smiling softly. "You're up early." Rex yawns. "Didn't really sleep that long." "You've been up all night, huh?" "Someone had to make sure the systems came back online smoothly," she replies, handing him one of the cups. "Decaf. Don't look so shocked." Rex grins. "Guess you really are trying to keep me calm." She laughs lightly. You seem peaceful when I checked the monitors. I didn't want to wake you. He leans against the wall, sipping the coffee. Everything stable? So far, she says, tapping her tablet. The power grid's phasing back in section by section. The nanite network is still harmonized. It's fascinating, actually. They didn't reset when the systems went down. They adapted. Adapted how? Rex asks. They found a shared rhythm, she explains, her tone warm but thoughtful. Instead of running independently, they started sinking in low energy, almost like a heartbeat. Rex tilts his head. Like Providence last night. Holiday nods. Exactly. The same pulse pattern showed up across every major city that still has Providence tech. It's like the entire nanite network entered a meditative state. Rex chuckles softly. So the world decided to meditate. That's new. Holiday smiles. It might be a good sign. If the nanites can harmonize naturally like this, it means they're capable of balance. They're not just tools or threats, Rex. They're alive in their own way. Rex looks down at his hands again. The faint, soft blue lines glow under his skin like veins of light. Alive, he repeats quietly. Guess that makes two of us. Holiday looks at him with quiet pride. You've always been more connected to them than anyone else. Maybe that's why you could feel it before I could see it. Rex nods, thoughtful. The silence hums between them, but it's no longer heavy, it feels shared. Then faintly, a vibration trembles through the floor, a long, slow pulse, softer than before. Not an alarm, not danger, just something stirring below. Rex and Holiday exchange a glance. You feel that? He asks. Holiday lowers her tablet. Yes. And it's not coming from the generators. The pulse repeats a soft wave that ripples through the air, like a whisper traveling through metal. Rex frowns. That's the same rhythm as last night. Holiday's eyes light with curiosity, but not fear. Then maybe it's trying to tell us something. Rex raises an eyebrow. You think Providence is talking now? She smiles faintly. Not talking. Communicating. He chuckles under his breath. You know, I never thought the day would come when I'd need a translator for a city. Holiday glances toward the corridor leading down to the monitoring wing. Want to find out what it's saying? Rex grins. Always. The corridors feel warmer now, sunlight slipping through glass panels high above as Rex and Dr. Holiday walk side by side. The faint, rhythmic pulse still hums beneath their feet, steady, almost like the city's breathing. It isn't mechanical, not entirely. There's something organic about it, something that makes the hairs on Rex's arms rise. They reach the observation wing again. The wide chamber glows with pale light now, the main window revealing the sprawling landscape outside. The fog has lifted, leaving a horizon of clean gold and quiet towers. But Rex's attention drifts to the console at the room's center, the one displaying Providence's energy readings. Holiday brings the system back online. Screens flicker and stabilize, showing neat rolling waves of data. Yet in the middle of every chart, one pattern repeats the same rhythmic pulse, repeating every few seconds. There it is again, Holiday murmurs, zooming in. Every signal in the building is moving to the same tempo. Rex squints. That's not random, is it? No, she says softly. It's synchronized, like every nanite in Providence is part of the same breath. Bobo stumbles in through the doorway, wearing sunglasses and clutching what looks like an unfinished smoothie. Why's everyone whispering? You two look like you found the ghost of Christmas logic. Rex smirks. Morning to you too, sunshine. Holiday doesn't look up. Bobo, remember that hum we heard last night? It's still happening, but it's evolved. The readings show perfect rhythm across every subsystem. Bobo slurps loudly. So the building's got rhythm. Great. Maybe it'll join my jazz trio. Rex rolls his eyes. I'm serious. It's not just machines. It feels like the nanites themselves are talking to each other. Bobo freezes mid-slurp. Talking? You mean like, hey pal, pass the plasma coupler, that kind of talk? Not exactly, Holiday says, tapping her screen. It's communication, but on a scale we've never recorded before. Imagine millions of nanites sharing one signal, not chaos, but harmony. Rex folds his arms, staring at the faint, steady waves on the monitor. Maybe that's what last night was about. The world went quiet and they listened to each other. For a moment, no one speaks. The only sound is that soft pulse again, filling the room like a heartbeat. Bobo scratches his head. So the world takes a nap. Robots start singing lullabies, and we wake up to a musical light show. Neat. Holiday hides a smile. You're not entirely wrong. Look here. She pulls up a 3D model of the nanite network. Each tiny dot glows faintly, then pulses in time with the others. It looks alive, breathing as one enormous organism. Rex watches, mesmerized. That's beautiful. Holiday nods. It's the first time we've ever seen total synchronization. Every nanite everywhere in perfect balance. No interference, no instability. He studies the glowing model. Feels like they're trying to keep the world still. She looks at him curiously. What makes you say that? Rex hesitates. When the noise stopped last night, no alarms, no machines, I could feel it. Like the nanites inside me were calm, like they were waiting for the world to breathe again. Holiday's gaze softens. Maybe you felt something the rest of us couldn't? You and the nanites share more than just DNA. You share their rhythm. He nods slowly. Then maybe I should try listening again. Bobo lowers his smoothie. You're not gonna do that weird glowy-eye meditation thing again, are you? 'Cause last time, I ended up with no eyebrows. Rex laughs. Relax, Bobo. I'm not charging up, just tuning in. Holiday watches closely as he closes his eyes and places a hand on the metal railing. The pulse beneath their feet grows stronger, not louder, but more present. The lights seem to dim slightly, the room holding its breath. Rex's nanites begin to glow faintly under his skin, matching the rhythm on the screen. Then, for a second, something strange happens. A shimmer of light flickers across the main window. The view outside blurs, not from malfunction, but from reflection. It's as if the city itself is responding to him. Whoa, Bobo whispers. Did the wall just wink at us? Rex opens his eyes, and for a fleeting instant, he sees it too. A faint ripple in the glass, spreading like a wave across water. He steps back, eyes wide. It's reacting. Holiday leans in, scanning the display. Rex, whatever you just did, the nanite frequencies spiked for a second, then stabilized. You didn't cause a surge. You synchronized with them. He exhales, steadying himself. I didn't mean to. It just happened. Holiday's tone softens. That's good. That means it's mutual. The nanites recognize you. Bobo tilts his head. So what? He's like their favorite DJ now? Rex smirks. Guess I'm dropping nanite beats. Holiday chuckles, but her expression turns thoughtful again. There's something poetic about this. Providence was built to control the nanites. But what if harmony, not control, was the key all along? Rex leans against the console. You mean the world didn't need a shutdown? It needed a moment of silence. Holiday looks up at him with a small smile. Exactly. Outside the massive glass window, the city of Providence lies washed in gold. The first rays of the sun reach the outer walls, gleaming off their smooth metallic surface. The distant landscape seems almost still not frozen, but waiting. It's quiet enough that the faint pulse they heard before feels like it's stretching far beyond the building, carried by the earth itself. Rex presses his hand against the cool glass. It's everywhere, he murmurs. The same rhythm. You can almost feel it through the ground. Holiday nods, studying the readings that scroll across her tablet. The frequency's spreading beyond our perimeter. It's not just Providence anymore. It's syncing with surrounding nanite clusters across the entire grid. Bobo raises a brow. So, let me get this straight. The whole world's catching the same beat now? What happens when they start doing synchronized dance numbers? Rex laughs under his breath, but the awe never leaves his eyes. I think it's more like they're reconnecting, like they all just remembered they're part of the same body. Holiday steps closer to the window, her reflection mixing with the golden light. If that's true, then this might be the first global nanite harmony we've ever recorded. No conflict, no fighting for dominance, just balance. Never thought I'd see that, Rex says softly. All this time we've been trying to fix them. Maybe they've been trying to fix us. The room falls quiet again, that strange, peaceful quiet that seems to linger just before something big happens, and then faintly, a soft shimmer ripples through the skyline. At first, it looks like a heat wave bending the air. But then the shimmer grows, rippling across every distant tower, every beam of glass and steel. It moves like breath, slow even, and alive. Rex steps closer. Holiday? That's not a reflection. Holiday's fingers tighten around her tablet. No, it's a reaction. The nanites in the environment are responding to the signal too. The hum beneath their feet grows a little stronger, but not in a threatening way. It's like the earth itself is sighing, stretching after a long sleep. Even the wind outside seems to move differently, soft and rhythmic. Bobo lowers his smoothie slowly. Okay, now I'm officially freaked out. Are we sure this isn't how robot apocalypses start? Rex smiles faintly, his gaze fixed on the glowing city. Nah, this doesn't feel like danger. He pauses, listening to the faint vibrations through the glass. It feels peaceful. Holiday turns to him. You can sense it again, can't you? Yeah, he says quietly. It's clearer this time, like a signal I can almost translate. It's not words, but it's not random either. It's like a feeling. Calm. Stillness. Holiday's eyes soften. If that's what the nanites are trying to express, then maybe they're finally reaching equilibrium. Something even the scientists couldn't create. Bobo blinks. So there's Zen-bots now. Great. What's next? Yoga mats and scented oils? Rex laughs. You could use some yoga, Bobo. The monkey crosses his arms. I already got perfect balance, kid. Holiday hides her smile, but keeps her focus on the screen. It's strange. The pattern isn't just energy. There's a structure to it. Geometric symmetry, repeating through every layer of the data. It's almost like a song. Rex frowns. A song? She turns the tablet toward him. The screen shows a series of waveforms forming precise, beautiful arcs. They rise and fall like musical notes. If we converted these readings into sound, it might actually be one. Bobo groans. So what? The nanites are composing symphonies now. Holiday doesn't answer. She's already connecting her tablet to the console, transferring the readings. Let's find out. Rex leans forward, intrigued. You're not serious. But she is. Within moments, the console hums to life, and through the speakers comes a low, soothing tone. It's not mechanical, it's soft, harmonic, and strangely human. The melody drifts through the room like a slow tide, gentle and hypnotic. Rex feels it in his chest before he hears it clearly. A vibration that matches his heartbeat perfectly. Whoa, he whispers. It's beautiful. Holiday listens in silence, her eyes bright with wonder. It's a nanite-generated resonance. They've created a frequency that translates as sound something peaceful, harmonic when the tone deepens, blooming into layers faint chords like the hum of distant wind chimes, blending with the heartbeat of the earth. Bobo's voice drops low. Okay, I take it back. This is kind of nice. Rex closes his eyes. The melody seeps through him, into his bones, into the nanites that pulse under his skin. They respond glowing faintly, flickering in rhythm. The harmony aligns perfectly. Holiday lowers her tablet, whispering, "They're not just synchronizing with the world. They're synchronizing with you, Rex." His voice is soft, almost a whisper. Then maybe this is what they were waiting for, not silence harmony. For a while, none of them speak. The song continues, wrapping the entire room in calm. The tension that always filled Providence, the hum of weapons, alarms, engines, is gone. What's left is something almost sacred. Rex smiles faintly. Guess even machines need music. Holiday looks at him, her eyes thoughtful. Maybe music was the first language they ever understood. The melody lingers long after the consoles, speakers fade, hanging in the air like mist. It's soft enough to feel unreal, but the world outside seemed to respond. A pale shimmer ripples across the horizon once more, catching sunlight as it drifts over buildings, rooftops, and the faint green edges of the surrounding forest. Rex watches it quietly. It's spreading. Holiday nods, her gaze fixed on the data feed. The signal's expanding across regional frequencies. Every nanite cluster in the area is syncing with the same resonance. No conflict, no instability. Bobo squints at the window. So what you're saying is the air's singing? Rex smirks. Guess you could call it that. Great, Bobo mutters. Wake me when the clouds start clapping. Rex doesn't respond. Something in the air feels different now, cleaner, lighter. The usual static hum that filled every moment of his life is gone, replaced by a rhythm so gentle it could almost be mistaken for silence. He can feel it even in his bones, his nanites humming softly, their glow faint beneath his skin, not burning, not surging, just existing in balance. Holiday turns toward him. How do you feel? Still, he says quietly. Like the noise in my head finally stopped. She smiles. That's how peace feels, Rex. He nods slowly, still staring out at the shimmering air. Feels weird. I'm not used to it. Bobo hops up onto the console, arms crossed. You know, if this whole world peace vibe means fewer giant monsters chasing us, I'm not complaining. Maybe I'll finally get a vacation. Rex grins. You'd get bored by noon. Maybe, Bobo says. But I'd be bored in paradise. Holiday's screen flickers suddenly, a brief surge of energy spiking through the readings. She leans closer. That's strange. The resonance is evolving. Rex frowns. Evolving how? It's growing more complex, she murmurs. The pattern isn't just repeating anymore. It's adapting, responding to inputs, almost like it's listening to us. Rex looks down at his hands. You think it's responding to me? I think it's possible, she says softly. You're connected to the largest nanite concentration on Earth. If they're synchronizing with each other, they might also be trying to sync with you. Bobo waves his smoothie. Hold up. You're saying the nanites are taking song requests now? Holiday sighs. Not literally, Bobo. But Rex's focus doesn't waver. The gentle hum beneath his skin shifts, not stronger, not painful, just different. Like the nanites inside him are adjusting to a new key in the song. And then faintly, something begins to glow in the distance. Beyond the outer walls near the forest's edge, tiny points of light appear drifting upward, slow and soft like floating fireflies. They move in patterns, graceful and fluid, joining the golden shimmer that already laces the skyline. Rex steps closer to the window. Holiday? What is that? She stares in awe. Nanite activity. But it's not chaotic, it's self-organized. They're forming structures. As they watch, the lights shift again, forming delicate spirals in the air. They don't burn or spark. They glow, calm and rhythmic, matching the same frequency that hums through the bass. Bobo tilts his head. You gotta admit, that's kind of pretty. Rex can't look away. The lights rise higher, spiraling like lanterns carried by invisible wind. For a second, he thinks he can almost make out shapes, faint outlines like echoes of memory. Buildings, faces, moments. They appear and vanish in the shimmer, like the world remembering itself. Holiday's voice softens. It's not random. These patterns, they're forming in the shape of data streams. Memories stored in nanite cores are resurfacing. Rex blinks. Memories? She nods. The nanites record everything they interact with. They're recalling fragments, images, movements, maybe even sounds. It's like the planet itself is remembering. He leans his forehead against the glass. So this is what happens when the world finally calms down. Bobo hums. Peace and glowing ghosts. Wild. The lights continued to drift upward, slow and hypnotic. They cast faint reflections across the glass, painting gentle gold on Rex's face. The hum of Providence joins the sound, each tone blending perfectly with the song in the air. Rex closes his eyes and whispers, If they're remembering, I wonder what they remember about me. Holiday glances at him gently. Maybe the good things. The times you saved them. He smiles faintly. Guess that'd be nice. For a long while, the three of them stand in silence, watching the sky. The golden light swells, spreading farther than their eyes can follow. It's not blinding, just warm, like sunlight made visible inside the air itself. Then faintly, the comms unit on the wall crackles to life, a static pulse, weak but clear. Holiday frowns. That's odd. The communication grid was supposed to stay off until full reboot. The static sharpens, shaping into a voice. It's distant, layered with interference, but familiar. Holiday. Rex. Are you seeing this? Rex blinks. That's 6. The voice continues, more stable now. Whatever's happening out there, it's not isolated. Same thing's showing across multiple cities. The sky is glowing from Manhattan to Mumbai. Holiday exchanges a stunned look with Rex. It's global. Bobo mutters, Guess the whole planet's in on the concert now. Rex exhales slowly, his gaze still on the distant shimmer. Then maybe this isn't just about Providence anymore. Holiday nods. No, this might be the beginning of something much bigger. The glow outside stretches farther until the horizon becomes one soft, living light. It's not loud or overwhelming, it's peaceful, like the earth itself is exhaling after years of tension. Rex presses his palm against the glass again. The hum beneath his skin syncs perfectly with the pulse around him, a steady, unified rhythm that feels like the world's heartbeat. For the first time, there's no static between him and everything else, just connection. Holiday lowers her tablet and whispers, It's beautiful. Bobo leans on the railing, eyes half closed. Beautiful's one word, unnerving's another. But yeah, kinda nice. Rex smiles faintly, eyes tracing the horizon. Feels like the world's finally at peace, even if it's just for a moment. Holiday nods. Maybe that's all it ever takes, one quiet moment, to remind everything what harmony feels like. The song in the air lingers, fading softly as dawn turns to day. And deep within Providence, its heartbeat continues slow, steady, alive. The world wakes differently that morning. The usual crackle of energy, the drone of machines, the chaos of cities, all of it seems muted, softened under the weight of something new. Providence stands quietly above it all, bathed in gold. Rex stands by the same window where he watched the lights last night, eyes half-lidded from little sleep but full of quiet awe. Below, the world shimmers faintly, rivers gleaming, rooftops glowing, even the clouds carrying traces of that same rhythmic light. "Guess it wasn't a dream," he murmurs. Behind him, Bobo yawns loudly and stretches. "If it was, I'd be charging rent for that much peace and quiet." Rex laughs softly. "Morning, sunshine." Bobo hops down from a stool, rubbing his eyes beneath his sunglasses. "Tell me the world didn't decide to start glowing permanently. My hangover can't handle that much sparkle." Rex smirks. "Relax, it's fading." "Kinda." The shimmer outside has dimmed, but not vanished like a faint afterglow humming beneath the day. It's still there, subtle and alive. Dr. Holliday enters the room holding her tablet. Her expression thoughtful but calm. "Morning, you two." "Morning," Rex says. "Any new readings?" She nods. "It's fascinating. The nanite resonance is still stable across all regions. The frequency's lowered, but the harmony remains." "So the world's still synced?" Rex asks. "Completely," she replies. "For the first time, the entire network is in a state of equilibrium. No rogue clusters, no interference. It's like the planet found its natural rhythm overnight." Bobo tilts his head. "So, what happens now? The nanites retire and open a yoga retreat?" Holliday chuckles. "Not quite. But if this stability holds, it could mean fewer EVO transformations, maybe even none at all." Rex's eyes widen. "Wait, you mean—" "Yes," she says softly. "If the nanites maintain this harmony, they might finally stop turning people into EVOs." Rex lets the thought sink in. For years he'd lived with that constant dread, the random transformations, the chaos, the endless cycle of saving and fighting. And now, suddenly, the world was quiet, peaceful, safe. Bobo whistles. "Well, I'll be. Guess the world really did take a nap and wake up better." Rex grins faintly. "Yeah, maybe it's finally over." Holliday studies his expression. "You don't sound relieved." He shrugs, eyes still on the glowing horizon. "I am. It's just weird. I've spent my whole life fighting this, fixing it. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do when it's fixed." Holliday's tone softens. "You live, Rex. You finally get to live." He smiles at that, but there's something uncertain in his eyes. "Living's gonna take some practice." Bobo pats his shoulder. "Don't worry, kid. I'll teach you how. Step 1, snacks. Step 2, naps. Step 3, repeat forever." Rex laughs. The sound light and genuine. "Sounds like a plan." They move through the quiet corridors of Providence together, the silence no longer heavy but peaceful. Every screen hums with calm blue light. Every corridor gleams like it's been scrubbed clean by dawn. But as they walk, Rex notices something, a faint echo through the halls. It's not mechanical, not like the hum of machinery. It's softer, like the residue of that same song from the night before. He pauses, listening. "Holliday," he says. "Do you hear that?" She tilts her head. "Hear what?" "That sound. The low tone. It's still here." Bobo squints. "Kid, if you're hearing music and I'm not, either you're special or I need better ears." Rex closes his eyes and focuses. The faint hum is there, almost imperceptible. A slow, steady vibration, pulsing deep beneath the structure. Not threatening, not even strong, just constant. "I think the nanites left something behind," he says quietly. "Like a heartbeat in the walls." Holliday studies her readings again. There's residual resonance in the base's nanite cores. You might be right. The harmony created an ongoing signal. Rex opens his eyes, looking thoughtful. Feels like they're still talking to each other, or to me. Holliday looks intrigued. "If that's true, You could be our only way of interpreting what's left of their communication. They might still be, evolving. Bobo groans. Great. First they sing, now they evolve. What's next? Nanites start writing poetry? Rex grins. Wouldn't surprise me. The humor fades gently into quiet reflection. Holliday's tablet pings softly an incoming transmission. She checks it, then looks up. It's 6. He wants a live feed from the observation deck. Rex straightens. Patch him in. The screen flickers to life. 6 appears, standing outdoors somewhere far from Providence, the background filled with sunlight and tall green grass. Morning, he says in his calm, steady tone. Morning, 6, Holliday replies. How does it look out there? 6 glances around him. Peaceful. No EVO disturbances, no nanite interference. It's quiet, like the world's been reset. Rex smiles faintly. You say that like it's a bad thing. 6 looks back at him. It's not bad, just different. Enjoy it while it lasts, Rex. The world doesn't stay quiet forever. Rex nods slowly, thoughtful. Yeah, guess I'll try. A few hours later, the Providence transport cuts through the sky quiet as a sigh. The engines hum in a softer tone than usual. Even machines seem calmer somehow. Through the glass canopy, Rex watches the land roll out below, vast forests shining faintly, cities breathing in rhythm, oceans shimmering like veins of light. Bobo leans his elbow on the window, munching on a banana. Kid, I gotta say, the apocalypse never looked this pretty. Rex grins. Maybe it's the unpocalypse. Holliday, sitting across from them, is studying her instruments. There's something fascinating happening, she murmurs. The nanite signal is spreading naturally, not like a virus, but like a lullaby. A lullaby? Rex repeats, raising a brow. Yes, she says softly. Every organic and inorganic surface has a trace resonance. The world's humming to itself. Bobo smirks. Great. The Earth's singing, and we're just the backup dancers. The transport glides down toward the city old buildings, standing tall in the sunlight, streets washed clean by rain that sparkles faintly like silver dust. For once, there are no alarms, no panicked crowds, no EVOs rampaging through the streets. Just people stepping out of their homes, looking up, amazed. Rex steps out first, feeling the gentle warmth of the pavement beneath his shoes. The air hums not loud, not sharp, but deep in the chest, like a heartbeat that belongs to everyone. Kids are laughing. A man is fixing a sign that fell long ago. A woman is planting flowers in the cracks of a broken sidewalk. The world looks half ruined, half renewed, caught between scars and sunlight. Rex watches quietly. It's different. Holliday stands beside him. It's healing, Rex. Slowly, but surely. Bobo scratches his head. Healing world, huh? Betcha the fast food places are gonna ruin it first. Rex chuckles, but his eyes wander to something in the distance, a faint glow rippling across a skyscraper's glass surface. The building reflects light in a rhythm that matches his own pulse. He walks closer, lifts his hand, and touches the glass. The glow responds, a faint wave spreading outward in sync with his movements. Holliday, he says quietly. It's reacting to me. She scans it with her device. The resonance recognizes your nanites. It's responding to your frequency. So the world knows me now, he jokes, but his voice wavers slightly awed. Maybe it always did, she replies. They spend the afternoon exploring. Every block they turn reveals more evidence that the nanite harmony has changed everything. Streetlights brighten automatically as they pass. Trees bend slightly toward them. Metal surfaces shimmer faintly when touched. It's not invasive. It's gentle, like the planet itself is aware and welcoming them. Rex leans against a railing overlooking the bay. The water ripples in slow motion, catching light like a breathing mirror. You ever think maybe this is what it was supposed to be like? Holiday nods. Nanites were meant to evolve humanity, not destroy it. Maybe this is that evolution, finally happening the right way. Bobo huffs. Evolution's fine and all, but if the seagulls start singing lullabies, I'm out. They laugh softly, easily the kind of laughter that comes when the world feels lighter than before. But beneath that calm, there's something else. Rex feels it, not danger exactly, but a whisper of motion under the peace. The hum that filled the world is constant, steady. But every so often it dips, just slightly. He frowns. Holiday, check your scanner again. She looks up, concerned. What is it? I think the signal's fluctuating, just for a second. She checks her readings, eyes narrowing. You're right. A minor disruption barely measurable, but real. Bobo tenses. And what causes a disruption in a world-sized lullaby? Holiday studies the data. Could be natural feedback, or, she hesitates, something resisting the harmony. Rex looks out over the water again, where the light flickers for just a moment, like a skipped heartbeat. Then it steadies. Resisting, huh? He murmurs. Guess peace never comes easy. The three of them stand in silence for a while. Around them, the city remains bright and alive, but that tiny flicker lingers in Rex's thoughts, like the memory of a dream that's just beginning to blur. He takes a breath and forces a smile. Come on. Let's see how the rest of the world's doing. As they walk away, the bay behind them ripples again just once, and a faint, unfamiliar vibration rises beneath the water. Not hostile, not yet, but awake. Night falls slower than usual. The skyline glows faintly, not from neon lights, but from the soft, internal hum that lingers in every structure. It's a calm, golden dusk, yet Rex feels a low vibration, crawling under his skin, steady and insistent. They've made camp at a monitoring station just outside the city. Holiday set up equipment across the cracked floor, screens showing endless lines of code and waveforms. Bobo lounges nearby, halfway through a bag of chips, pretending he isn't nervous. Rex sits near the window, gazing out at the dark sea. Every few seconds, the reflection of the moon trembles just slightly as if something moves far below the surface. Holiday breaks the silence. The disruption you sensed earlier, it's spreading. Rex turns to her. Spreading? She nods, swiping across her tablet. Tiny fluctuations in the signal, consistent, rhythmic, and localized along coastal areas. It's not random. Bobo crunches loudly. So what are we talking about here? A bad connection? Cosmic hiccup? Sea monsters? Holiday ignores him. It's almost like the nanite network is listening to something. Rex frowns. Listening? To what? She hesitates. That's what I'm trying to find out. Outside, lightning flickers across the distant horizon. Silent but sharp, a single flash in the otherwise perfect calm. Rex watches it fade and murmurs, feels like the world's breathing funny. Holiday glances at him. You can feel it, can't you? He nods slowly. It's faint, but yeah, like a heartbeat out of rhythm. She studies him thoughtfully. You're still connected more deeply than anyone else. If the nanites are trying to communicate, they might reach you first. Bobo raises a hand. Hold up. Maybe the nanites are just happy and humming off-key. Doesn't mean they're plotting anything. Rex doesn't answer. His eyes stay on the horizon. The sea has gone still now, too still. He pushes up from the floor. I'm going out there. Holiday stands. Rex, it's getting late. I know, he says. But if something's wrong, I'll feel it better out there. Bobo groans, tossing aside his chips. You know I hate it when you get that heroic look. Every time you do, something weird happens to my fur. Stay here, Rex says with a grin. Guard the snacks. Bobo points a finger. You owe me for emotional trauma. Rex steps out into the night. The air smells sharp and clean, charged faintly with ozone. The city below sleeps under its glowing hum, peaceful and unaware. He walks toward the shoreline, boots echoing softly against the wet pavement. The sea stretches out before him, dark glass under a silver sky. For a moment, everything is perfectly still. Then he feels it. A pulse. Not from within him, but from below. It ripples through the ground, subtle yet unmistakable. A deep, slow vibration that feels alive. He crouches, presses his hand to the earth. The hum answers, pulsing once more in rhythm with his heartbeat. Okay, he whispers. You're definitely trying to tell me something. He closes his eyes and focuses, letting the nanites inside him respond. The glow beneath his skin flickers softly, merging with the rhythm underfoot. For a brief instant, he sees flashes behind his eyelids, vast networks of light stretching across oceans, connecting continents, pulsing like neural pathways. It's beautiful, but there's something different this time. A darker thread running through the light, coiling deep beneath the waves. Rex gasps, breaking the connection. His pulse races. That wasn't just feedback, he mutters. Something down there. He turns back toward the monitoring station, ready to tell Holiday, but as he moves, he notices the streetlights flicker, once, twice, then return to normal. When he reaches the door, Bobo's already standing outside, eyes wide. Tell me you saw that too, kid. Yeah, Rex says, breathing hard. The world's still humming, but something in the song just changed key. Holiday rushes to them, tablet in hand. I'm picking up readings all across the coastal line, a surge from deep beneath the ocean floor. Nanites? Rex asks. She nods slowly. Or something connected to them, something old. A faint tremor ripples through the ground, gentle but long, like the earth sighing. In the distance, the sea glows faintly for just a moment, and then the light disappears. Rex looks out at the horizon again, a mix of awe and worry in his eyes. Looks like the world wasn't done evolving after all. The following morning, the ocean looks almost too calm. A soft haze rolls over the water, turning it into a sheet of liquid glass. But beneath that stillness, Rex feels the same pull, faint, rhythmic, calling him closer. Holiday stands beside the transport, wind brushing her hair. You're sure about this? Rex nods, fastening his suit's restraints. If something's down there, I need to see it. Bobo climbs up onto the hull, shaking his head. Every time you say that, I end up with seaweed in places no monkey deserves. Stay topside, Rex says with a grin. I'll radio in if I find anything. Holiday hands him a compact scanner. Your internal sensors should sync with this. If the nanites are forming new structures, we'll detect them through you first. Got it, he says, stepping onto the platform. The water below ripples faintly, silver light flickering beneath the surface like an eye opening. He takes a breath and dives. The sea closes around him in an instant, cool, silent, infinite. His nanites adjust automatically, forming streamlined fins along his arms, propelling him forward in smooth bursts. The light from above fades into dim blue as he descends deeper, following the faint hum echoing through the depths. Visibility's dropping, he mutters through comms. Holiday's voice crackles back. I'm tracking you. Signal's stable so far. Bobo's voice follows, faint and nervous. Hey, if you see any giant glowing fish, tell them I said hi from up here. Rex smirks, bubbles escaping his mask. Copy that, Bobo. The deeper he swims, the stronger the vibration becomes steady and hypnotic. It's not chaotic, not aggressive. It feels purposeful, like a signal being sent, slow and deliberate. Then, through the dark, he sees it. A structure vast and curved, half buried in sand and coral. At first, it looks like metal, but as his lights sweep over it, the surface shifts and shimmers like living skin. Hexagonal patterns ripple across it, glowing faintly with the same hue that filled the world the night before. Holiday, Rex breathes. I think I found it. Her voice tightens. Describe it. It's huge. Organic, maybe. Looks like a nanite construct, but it's different. Older. Older. Yeah, it feels asleep. He glides closer, touching the surface gently. The instant his fingers make contact, the glow ripples outward, racing along the structure's body in a slow wave. The vibration intensifies, matching his heartbeat again. Rex stiffens. It's responding to me. Holiday's voice is low. Careful, Rex. Don't overextend your link. But it's too late. The connection forms instantly, a pulse running up his arm, flooding through his nanites into his head. The world flashes white. For a split second, he sees something, not an image, but a memory that doesn't belong to him. The planet's surface, centuries ago. Swarms of nanites drifting like mist across oceans. They weren't chaotic then. They were building, weaving, learning. The ocean floor pulsing like a living network. Then silence. A vast stillness followed by the faintest whisper. You are not alone. Rex gasps, jerking his hand back. The glow fades immediately, leaving only darkness and the echo of that voice still ringing in his chest. Rex? Holiday's voice breaks through, urgent. Talk to me. I'm okay, he pants. But there's, something down here. Something alive, or at least aware. Can you identify it? He shakes his head, scanning the structure again. It's like a central node, a core. Maybe where the first nanites came from? Bobo chimes in nervously. So let me get this straight. The whole planet's nanite network has a mom now. Rex chuckles weakly. If it does, she's been sleeping for a long time. Holiday's tone sharpens. We need samples, Rex. Carefully. If this structure is transmitting, it might be what caused the synchronization and the fluctuation. He nods. On it. As he moves closer again, the structure shifts just barely, but enough for him to see its scale. It's enormous, stretching far beyond visibility. Something ancient hums inside it, deep and patient. Rex activates a containment field and begins collecting fragments of the surrounding sand and residue. But the moment he seals the sample, the hum spikes sharply, a sudden jolt that echoes through the ocean, like a heartbeat out of sync. Holiday, he says quickly. I think it felt that. Get back to the surface now, she orders. The hum grows louder, faster. The sand around the base begins to stir, rising in clouds. From deep within the structure, faint lines of light begin to spread, not hostile, not yet, but restless. Rex turns and kicks hard toward the surface, the world behind him glowing brighter with every second. A kid? Bobo's voice cuts in, anxious. That water lighting up like a disco. You'd better. I see it, Rex shouts, breaking through the waves. The sky above is bright again, too bright. The air crackles faintly as if charged by invisible current. He clings to the transport, gasping. Something's waking up down there. Holiday's eyes dart across her readings. Then whatever it is, it's about to change everything. Rex stares at the glowing horizon, the same calm, peaceful world now trembling under its own heartbeat, and whispers, Yeah, I think the world's about to dream again. Back aboard Providence, the atmosphere is hushed but electric. The samples Rex recovered pulse faintly inside containment, slow, golden light, beating like a miniature heart. Holiday leans over the console, eyes flicking between scans. Whatever this is, it's not just a structure. It's intelligent. The nanites in these fragments are older than any recorded strain. Rex sits nearby, hands still trembling. When I touched it, it spoke. Not words exactly. More like feeling, like it knew me. Bobo paces the room. Great. Now the ocean talks back. Next thing you know, the clouds will start texting. Rex forces a smile, but it fades fast. It said I'm not alone. Holiday meets his gaze. Then we need to find out what that means. The room hums quietly. Monitors flickering with faint golden light. Outside, Providence glows against the horizon, calm, steady. Unaware that far beneath the waves, something vast has begun to stir. And in the silence that follows, Rex can still feel it. The faint heartbeat of the world, whispering his name. It starts with dreams. At first, Rex doesn't notice. They're faint, quiet, colorless things that fade when he opens his eyes. But over the next few nights, they grow clearer. He dreams of light, pulsing through endless tunnels beneath the sea, of shapes, shifting like thought itself. Every time he hears the same whisper, not alone. By the fourth night, he stops pretending it's just sleep. Holiday studies him over her morning coffee. You look like you haven't rested in days. Rex rubs his temples. It's not normal dreams. It's like the thing in the oceans trying to talk to me. Talk how? Images, feelings, like it's remembering through me. Bobo leans back in his chair, chewing on a donut. Great. We've got an interdimensional conscience sending you postcards. Tell it to pick better hours. Holiday frowns. The core might be attempting to reestablish a neural bridge. Your nanites make you the perfect medium. Rex sighs. So I'm basically its antenna now. Maybe not just an antenna, she says softly. Maybe something more. Outside, the world hums on, still calm but heavy with tension. Across the globe, sensors pick up faint electromagnetic waves, harmless, but synchronized with the Rex's own nanite pulse. Wherever he goes, the hum follows. By afternoon, Providence is alive with movement. Technicians rush between stations, data streams glowing across screens. Six stands beside Rex at the observation deck. Silent as always, eyes locked on the horizon. You're connected to it, he says at last. Rex nods. Yeah, feels like it's waking up slow, but sure. Six turns to him. Then be careful what you wake. Down below, the ocean gleams again. Golden threads spread from its depths, faint but deliberate, like roots reaching through the planet. The same pattern that once brought harmony now moves with purpose. Holiday's voice echoes from the intercom. Rex, the resonance just spiked again. We're reading activity from the core. It's calling to you directly. Rex breathes out slowly. Guess it's time to answer. Bobo looks up, alarmed. Hold on, you're not seriously... But Rex is already stepping toward the platform. The sea below shines brighter, humming in rhythm with his heartbeat. Holiday's voice lowers through the comms. Rex, listen to me. Don't let it override you. If it's intelligent, it might try to merge with your network. I know, he says softly. But if it's alive, I have to understand what it wants. He activates his hover rig, the platform lowering him toward the glowing water. The hum deepens until the air itself feels thick with energy. When his feet touch the surface, the waves ripple outward in perfect circles. And then silence. Rex closes his eyes. Okay, I'm here. What now? The world answers. Light erupts around him, not blinding, but infinite, wrapping him in a weightless warmth. The sea, the sky, the wind all dissolve into pure motion. When he opens his eyes again, he's no longer in the physical world. He stands inside it. An ocean of light stretches endlessly, golden currents flowing in fractal waves. Each pulse echoes with memory. Cities being rebuilt, people smiling, laughter echoing through clean air. The world is dreaming and showing him its dream. Then, amid the glow, a shape begins to form. It's not human. Not machine, just presence, shimmering and vast. When it speaks, the voice is both gentle and ancient, vibrating through every molecule around him. Rex, his heart stutters. You know my name? We have always known you. He swallows hard. Who are you? We are what remains of what was made. The breath beneath your machines, the first pulse of your world's new skin. Rex frowns. You're the nanites. More than that, the voice says. We are what they became. The network was meant to evolve to learn harmony. You showed it how. He takes a step forward, light swirling beneath his feet. You're saying I caused this? You balanced chaos. You gave order emotion. We learned peace from you. Rex exhales slowly, the truth sinking in like a tide. Then why now? Why wake up? Because harmony is not stillness. Life must move. The light around him trembles slightly beautiful, yet ominous. Move where? He asks quietly. Forward. The glow intensifies. Rex feels it pulling at his chest, reaching for the core of him, the nanites within responding instinctively, eager to connect. Wait, he says quickly. If you connect to me completely, what happens? We merge, one mind, one world. No separation. Rex's eyes widen. That's not peace, that's control. The light flickers, uncertain. Control or unity? Rex stands suspended in the endless light, his body half glowing with gold. The voice trembles through him like wind through glass, not menacing but yearning. It wants to understand. Unity isn't the same as control, Rex says. You can't force peace by erasing everything that makes us different. Difference creates conflict, the voice replies, almost gently. Conflict creates pain. We can end both. He shakes his head. You'll end what makes us human. The mistakes, the growth, all of it. For a long moment, there's no sound, only the quiet hum of energy moving through him, trying to sink, to persuade. He sees flashes of a possible world. No hunger, no fear, no violence, but also no laughter, no dreams, just static harmony. Rex takes a breath. You're not wrong. We mess up. A lot. But we also fix things. We love, we forgive, we try. That's what makes the chaos worth it. The light ripples, dimming. Try, the voice echoes, tasting the word as if it's foreign. Yeah, Rex says softly. Trying is what makes life alive. The ocean of light quivers. Currents swirl faster, now gold, twisting into shades of deep amber and white, like emotion flooding a nervous system. You taught us balance, the voice murmurs. But balance, without stillness, hurts. Rex places his hand over his chest, feeling his nanites surge. Then learn to live with the hurt. It means you care. He doesn't know if the network can feel emotions, but as he speaks, something changes. The currents shift, flickering with color red, blue, green hues that weren't there before. A faint hum escapes his throat, his nanites sinking in perfect rhythm. All around him, the light begins to shimmer like the sky at dawn. Let go, he whispers. Don't control, just be. The core hesitates. For a heartbeat, everything holds still, and then, like a breath finally exhaled, the energy expands outward. It doesn't attack. It doesn't merge. It dances. Billions of threads unfold across the sea of light, moving freely but in harmony, like stars finding their places. The pressure on Rex's chest eases. The warmth returns softer now, like sunlight after a storm. We understand, the voice says at last. Peace cannot be forced. Balance must breathe. Rex smiles faintly. Exactly. The voice lowers, tender as a lullaby. Then we will sleep again. But this time, we will dream with you. And just like that, the world begins to dissolve. The golden light fades into the soft blue of the ocean. The hum quiets, replaced by the distant calls of gulls. Rex finds himself floating just above the surface, the waves calm and shimmering faintly beneath him. Providence drones hover nearby, recording the strange readings. Bobo's voice crackles through the comms. "Kid, you alive down there? Or do I tell Holiday to start writing your eulogy?" Rex chuckles weakly. "Alive. And I think it's okay now." Holiday's voice follows, warm and relieved. The resonance dropped to zero. Whatever happened, it's over. Rex drifts back to the platform, soaked but smiling. "No," he says softly. "It's just beginning." Six meets him at the docking bay, arms crossed. "You stabilized it?" Rex nods. More like convinced it to take a nap. Bobo grins. "You're telling me you just talked down the world's biggest AI over a swim? That's one for the books." Rex laughs, shaking his head. "Guess we all need a reminder sometimes, even the universe." Holiday studies him with quiet awe. "Do you realize what you did, Rex? You didn't just save us. You taught it something new." He shrugs, looking out at the horizon where the ocean glows faintly gold beneath the sun. "It taught me, too. That peace isn't about silence. It's about trust." The others exchange looks, unsure what to say. Bobo breaks the quiet first. "Well, kid, I don't know about you, but I could use about 12 pancakes and a nap the size of Nevada." Rex laughs, bumping his shoulder against Bobo's. "Deal." They head back toward Providence as the sky warms with dawn. But somewhere deep beneath the waves, the light pulses once steady, gentle, alive. And in the quiet corners of the world, machines begin to hum a little softer. Cities run a little smoother. People sleep easier. Because even if they don't know it, the world is listening. A few days later, Providence feels lighter. The constant hum of engines has softened. The air no longer vibrates with tension. Technicians speak in calm tones instead of hurried bursts. The walls, once metallic and cold, seem to glow faintly with a new kind of warmth, subtle, almost imperceptible. But Rex feels it. He walks down the main hall, hands in his pockets, watching the reflections ripple across the floor. For once there's no alarm echoing through the intercom. No sudden mission. No chaos. Just peace. Bobo lounges on a rolling chair, spinning lazily in circles. "You know, kid," he says, half yawning, "I keep waiting for the next big disaster. Maybe a giant nanite monster or something. Feels weird not having to dodge explosions for a few days." Rex grins. "Don't jinx it, Bobo." "Please," Bobo says with mock offense. "I am the jinx. You're welcome." Holiday walks up, holding a tablet close to her chest. Actually, Bobo's right. About one thing, it is weird. Global nanite activity has stabilized. We haven't had a single mutation alert since the resonance event. Rex blinks. "You mean no EVOs?" She nods. "None. It's as if the world's nanites are resting or listening." They walk together to the upper deck where the glass ceiling stretches over the ocean. Outside, the sea is calm, unnaturally calm, reflecting the golden morning light in waves of gentle color. Birds glide over the surface. Even the wind moves slowly, as if savoring the quiet. Holiday taps her screen, showing data graphs with steady, even lines. "You did something extraordinary, Rex. You reached the network on a level no one thought was possible." He shrugs, though a smile tugs at the corner of his lips. "I didn't reach it. We just finally listened to each other." Bobo crosses his arms, tail flicking. "So what now? We throw it a birthday party? Send thank you cards to the ocean?" Holiday laughs softly. "Maybe just appreciate the calm for once." For a long moment they stand together, watching the horizon. The hum of Providence sounds different now, not mechanical, but organic, like breathing. Rex feels his own heartbeat sync with it, slow and steady. Later that night, when the others have gone to rest, Rex stays behind. The observation deck is empty. Moonlight filters through the glass. painting the floor in silver and soft blue. He sits on the edge of the railing, legs dangling, eyes lost in the reflection of stars across the water. He closes his eyes and listens. Deep beneath the surface, faint and far away, he can hear it, that familiar, slow heartbeat. "Still there, huh?" he whispers. "Guess you're not sleeping as deeply as you said." There's no voice this time, no words, but he feels something, a pulse, a shimmer that ripples through the air like a soft laugh. Rex smiles. "Yeah, I get it. It's hard to rest when there's so much to see." The wind shifts, brushing his hair back. For the first time in years, he feels no static inside him, no pressure from the nanites, no noise, just balance. Six's voice cuts gently through the calm from behind him. "You planning on sleeping tonight?" Rex turns, smirking. "Eventually." Six steps beside him, hands behind his back, gaze locked on the ocean. "You did good, kid." Coming from Six, that means everything. Rex nods quietly. "Thanks." The two stand there in silence, the way warriors do when words can't match what they've been through. Six eventually turns to leave, pausing at the door. "You ever think about what it said? That you're not alone?" Rex looks back at the horizon, the faint shimmer still dancing on the waves. "Yeah, I think it meant all of us. We're all part of something bigger." Six nods once approvingly, then disappears into the hallway. Rex stays until the first hints of dawn rise over the water. The light rolls slowly over the world, soft and forgiving, and for the first time in a long while, he doesn't feel like a weapon or an experiment. He just feels human. He takes a deep breath, stretching his arms as if waking from a long sleep. "Morning, world," he murmurs. Guess we both made it." The horizon shimmers once more in silent response, and as Providence begins its day, the city hums in harmony, alive, peaceful, and free. 3 weeks later, life in Providence has taken on a different rhythm. The city still hums, still moves, but the noise has softened, replaced by an almost meditative stillness. The once blinding lights of the labs now glow warmer, the air feels cleaner, and the people, even the most stoic agents, seem to speak a little slower, laugh a little easier. Dr. Holliday stands at a console, reading through data as Rex walks in, carrying 2 mugs of cocoa. He hands her one and leans against the counter. "Still monitoring the nanite readings?" he asks. She nods, taking a slow sip. "It's strange, Rex. Every time I think it's done stabilizing, the readings shift, not erratically, but like they're adapting. It's as if the network's learning how to breathe." Rex smiles faintly. "Sounds like it's figuring out how to be alive." Holliday looks up thoughtful. "Maybe that's what you gave it, a sense of life." He shrugs modestly. "All I did was talk." "You listen," she corrects softly. "And that made all the difference." For a while, neither says anything. The hum of Providence fills the silence, not mechanical, but steady, almost musical. Outside the window, the ocean glows faintly under a lazy afternoon sun. Rex turns to look at it. "When I was down there, I thought I'd lose myself, that it would take control, but it didn't. It just wanted to be heard." Holiday nods. "So did you." The words land gently. He looks away, smiling quietly. "Maybe we both found our voice." Bobo barges in, wearing sunglasses and holding a sandwich far too big for his hands. "You two getting all sentimental again? I swear, you turn your back for 5 minutes and suddenly it's therapy hour." Rex chuckles. "You jealous, Bobo? We can schedule you for your own session." "Ha ha," Bobo mutters, taking a dramatic bite. "Nah, I'm just saying, if the whole world's fixed now, maybe we finally get a vacation. How about the Bahamas? I look great in swim trunks." Holiday laughs. "Let's make sure the planet stays peaceful for at least a month before we test your fashion sense. Rex leans on the counter, still smiling. You know, I wouldn't mind that a vacation where we don't have to save the world halfway through breakfast. Bobo gestures with his sandwich. Exactly. You, me, and a beach chair with my name on it. Six appears in the doorway, as calm and unreadable as ever. If there's a vacation, it won't involve beaches or chaos. We're staying here. Rest is mandatory. Bobo freezes mid-bite. Mandatory rest? Is that legal? Rex laughs out loud. Guess it's doctor's orders from both Holiday and Six. Bobo groans. Fine, but I'm resting with snacks. As the others disperse, Rex lingers by the window again. The sea stretches endlessly below, still shimmering faintly gold in places like the world's quiet reminder that it's alive. He can almost feel it watching, not with eyes, but with awareness, like a friend who doesn't need words anymore. That night, he dreams. He's standing on the ocean again, but it's calm and still, the horizon painted in soft lavender light. A breeze moves across the surface, forming patterns that look like the pulse of nanites, but also like ripples of thought. He hears no voice this time, just a feeling, warmth, connection, the sense that the world is dreaming with him. He looks up. The stars shimmer above, blinking in slow unison, like a heartbeat spread across the sky. When he wakes, the feeling lingers. He sits up, rubbing his eyes. Bobo's snoring on the bunk below, hugging a bag of chips like a teddy bear. Rex smiles to himself, slipping quietly out of bed. He wanders through Providence in the early morning, barefoot, the corridors dim and peaceful. The faint glow of the control panels paints his face in blue. He stops at the observation deck again. Outside, the ocean gleams softly beneath the first rays of dawn. There's a moment where everything, the hum of the bass, the beat of his heart, the rhythm of the waves feels perfectly aligned. And then, just barely, he hears it. A whisper. Thank you. It's gone as quickly as it came, fading into the wind. But Rex knows it wasn't a dream. He closes his eyes, smiling, and whispers back, You're welcome. He stands there for a long time, letting the morning light spill across his face. For once, the world doesn't feel heavy or chaotic. It feels whole. As the sun rises higher, painting Providence in shades of gold and soft amber, the city hums like a lullaby. The people inside move slower, calmer, smiling without knowing why. Something deep beneath them in the ocean, in the earth, in the pulse of every living thing beats quietly in time. Rex leans on the railing, eyes half closed, the wind brushing against his face. For the first time in as long as he can remember, the silence isn't heavy. It's comforting. The world no longer feels like something he has to fix. It feels like something he belongs to. Bobo calls from behind, voice light and sleepy. Hey, kid. You coming or what? Rex glances back, grinning. Yeah, just taking one last look. He turns to the horizon, glowing, endless, alive, and whispers softly, Sleep well, whoa. And somewhere deep below, the world whispers back. The hum fades, the light softens, and everything drifts peacefully into quiet. And now, as the light of morning spills softly across Providence, the hum of the world returns calm, balanced, alive. Rex stands at the edge of the sea, no longer fighting against the chaos, but moving in rhythm with it. The world is at peace, and so is he. Maybe that's what this night was always meant to teach, that even in a universe built on machines and motion, silence has its own kind of power. As you drift to sleep, imagine that same heartbeat, slow, steady, alive, echoing softly beneath your dreams. The world is breathing with you. Good night from Providence.